Potentially a bit of a controversial one, this one, but I think we need to do it. Pro team kits, charity ride kits, Fondo kits. How to wear them? Can you wear them? Let's do it. So welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome to Fashion Fridays, where we answer all the questions no one should be taking very seriously. And with that inspiring intro out of the way, we're going to get into the meat of the issues. And I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to ride your protein kits, your charity ride kits, and your Fondo kits. How to make this stuff work. The first tip is the highest risk, highest reward tip. It is also the least practical out of any of these tips. And the first tip is, if you are gonna go team kit or charity ride kit or Fondo kit, you go full kit. Jersey, nicks, gloves, socks, everything you can get that is in that spec, in that space, you run the whole thing. Now you can see why I said this was the least practical out of any of the tips, but it is the highest reward, because when pulled off, this is an absolute elite look. It takes you to the next level. And the reason that I'm suggesting this as the first tip is so you are under no illusion. I am a big fan of people running team kits, people running the charity ride kits, of people running their Fondo kits. I love the fact that people are proud of not only what they've achieved, but they're also trying to support a team. I think it's an awesome thing to try and do. So this first tip is all about shooting for the stars, just absolutely going for it. First tip, go full team kit, full charity ride kit, full Fondo, full shoot for the stars. But my second tip is far more grounded in reality. And the reality is that most Fondo kits and most charity kits are terrible. They are terrible. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be proud to wear them. That's why I'm here. We're gonna sort this out. But the actual design of them is 9 times out of 10 terrible. So in the case of a charity ride or a Fondo kit, where it really is just a lot of brands and things on your actual jersey, the best way to try and do this is to strip everything else back and try not to accessorize anything with that jersey, because it's just going to immediately clash with your very loud jersey. But you're saying, Chris, I've got this jersey and I did this 3-week event and I want to ride it and I want to wear it as much as possible. Totally understand that. I hear that. So what I'm probably suggesting is pick your days to wear this. If it is a day where there's going to be lots of changeable wear conditions, you might have to run gilet, you might have to run some arm warmers, you might have to run some knee warmers. Just don't run the jersey that day. That Bluebird Summer's Day where you know you can just run the jersey and the black nicks and the black socks, perfect day for that jersey. Stripping everything else back and making it as simple as possible will not only make the jersey look better, but will also make the jersey a little bit more of a talking point. So if this is a jersey that you're a little bit proud of, this might have been an achievement of yours that you're quite happy to share. Well then, instead of it being sort of under lots of garments and these other blue arm warmers and green nicks and things, you did this is not scripted vlog, as you can probably tell. It becomes a bit of a talking point and potentially a bit of a flex for you. So strip everything else back and get the jersey to do the talking for you. While we are in tip 2 and we're stripping things back, I just want to throw this one at you as well. A lot of these charity rides or these Fondo rides, you are pre-ordering the jersey, aren't you? They'll ask you for your size, that kind of thing. Well, little trick, okay? Find out who is making that jersey. Have a look at the sizing on their website. What you see so often with these jerseys that people are really proud of running, they're the wrong size. Like 9 times out of 10, they're actually just way too big for people. My suggestion would be, with the charity ride stuff, size down. Sizing down is just a slightly safer option, but you'll also find a lot of the time with these particular cuts is they throw a heap of extra room around the pockets, okay? So even if you do size down a little bit and it is a bit snug, you'll find that because they actually build a lot of extra space into the pockets, I don't know why they do this with all these charity and Fondo things, but they tend to always do it, is you'll actually have a little bit more space back there. So size down on that pre-order. And the last little bit just on the charity and Fondo ride stuff, some charity and Fondo jerseys you just can't save, okay? You might be super proud of it, but if you are like me and you only ever really ride your bike to try and look good and you're not too worried about performance or anything like that, slop days, okay? Now, this is the day when you know the rain bomb is coming that we're meant to be getting at the moment, but perfect opportunity to run that jersey. So my 3 little notes to run these Fondo charity jerseys is strip it back, try and remove all the accessories, watch your sizing in that pre-order, potentially just size down a little bit because you got a bit of extra room in that pocket. And the third, if it's just basically a vomit jersey, keep it as a slop jersey. My 4th tip, hard man, hard woman spec. Now, this is a tip I have the least ability to talk about. What is it, you ask? It's this ability to wear nothing that matches, essentially horrific items of clothing, but it all still works. In fact, the whole vibe of the thing is amazing. The best way I can describe this, or the best way I can explain this, is one of the first guys started riding with here in Sydney, Phil Chapman. Phil, shout, don't know if you still watch this, but anyway, you are one. And I was riding with Phil, and he would wear like these old tattered jerseys. I think they were like Belgian club jerseys, short socks, tattered shoes, the wrong coloured bib shorts, all the rest of it. But you were still there going, man, this guy is so cool. And to this day, I could never really work out what that was, but it was Hardman spec. He had it nailed. So the question is, can you buy Hardman spec? Can Chris Miller head out and purchase Hardman spec? Well, the closest thing I think you can get to it is a lot of the brands at the moment are doing these collections, and the collections are based around, a lot of the time, times or sort of vintages of cycling, and put together it looks absolutely fantastic a lot of the time. But personally I don't think I can do it. You can pretty clearly sort of see straight through me for Hardman spec, like the sight of rain, or actually, just a little bit of wind, and I'm not going outside. But if you have the Fondo jersey from 10 or 15 years ago, the club jersey from 10 or 15 years ago, the charity ride jersey, that hard charity ride jersey, you have a piece of equipment with a story to tell. Well, all of a sudden, the thing that you're wearing is, oh, hang on, is that piece of kit from when they did the Fondo? It was the bushfires. Potentially you have an in to Hardman spec with some of these items of clothing. So my point here is this, that horrific charity jersey that you were given 6 or 7 years ago, just hang on to it. Hang on to it for a rainy day. There you go, an actual rainy day. And it might just give you an in to Hardman spec. Now, if that wasn't delving deeper into fashion than you have ever thought, then I don't know what does. Because that actual last point, that last 4th point, is sort of where I really, really want to pick up on with this fashion stuff, is that everything on the bike, okay, everything on the bike is how you wear it. That's the best thing about fashion on a bike. It's not necessarily about the gloves matching the socks or the helmet matching the sunglasses. It's the vibe that you portray when you do it. And I reckon that's really quite special to cycling, because it's not just how you walk down a street or something like that. It's how you hold yourself on the bike and others see you. And I really rate that. And just to clarify again, massive fan of people buying team kit, hanging on to charity jerseys and wearing them, and the same with Fondo stuff. I am clearly having way too much fun talking about this stuff, So do get your comments below. I'm super interested to know whether you think it's possible to buy Hardman spec. And also, what is the worst pro team jersey you have seen? Or maybe worn. Maybe it'll be cool in 10 years. You know where I'm going with this. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel. We will see you on the channel super soon, and Fashion Fridays next week. Catch you soon.